please. Thank you.
Wow. You were like desperate for that. Now everyone's going to see.
Oh, let me turn this back. Hang on. Let's restart.
All right.
Yeah, I am desperate now.
You take the SD card and go upstairs.
I just wanted to turn the thing towards us. We can keep that all in.
Yes. Okay, well, here we are. Shoes on. For the fans.
To the one commenter.
Yeah, I'll do anything for that one guy.
And for that other guy. Sorry about that. I'm sure that was very loud, that cough.
Yeah, I hope
right into the microphone.
I hope it was, yeah. Well,
so, yeah.
So
one commenter was wondering if you and I are homosexuals.
Oh, that's right, yes.
Because the podcast is called Faggots.
Yeah, and if we weren't homosexual, some of the stuff we've said could be considered bad.
Very bad.
Oh,
yeah.
Horrible.
Very horrible.
Yeah, good thing we're gay.
Luckily, we're very gay, so it's not an issue.
And even if you look online, you see like, oh, wait, this guy's getting married to a woman that he lives with. Like, that's all part of it.
Yeah.
You know? We're secret gay lovers.
Yeah.
And so if it seems otherwise, that's because we're doing a good job hiding it.
We're not, it's just like how I'm, I'm Jewish, right?
No. I storm out.
just to get away with anti-Semitic jokes,
Oh, of course, yeah. Like Tim Watley.
Yeah, well, Tim Watley, dude. Yeah,
you're Tim Watley.
Yeah. Someone commented on my Black Lives Matter video, that shirt, and they said, big nose, well. And I said, well, what? What are you implying here, sir? You better not be.
Wow, somebody's starting to notice. People are starting to notice.
Dude, no, somebody offended me. That's what happened.
You're outraged.
It was the first time I've been offended by someone.
I mean, listen, to me, that's just as much fun as like all the jokes is getting outraged. Yeah. Because that's what I used to do.
Oh, sure.
That's what church people do. They get outraged by stuff.
Yeah.
That's another good reason to pretend to be Jewish.
Yeah. You can always be outraged.
Yeah. If anyone out there's bored looking for something to do, pretend to be Jewish, get outraged every day by something.
By money.
Yeah.
Get outraged by money.
I think that's why a lot of people are gay.
You think?
Like a lot of females, especially in college, that are like, I'm gay. And it's like, fine, whatever, you're BSing. It's so they can get outraged by stuff.
Yeah.
And the gayer you are, the more you can get out.
Same thing with the trans.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially the femme presenting.
Yes.
Right? They go, I'm femme presenting, but I'm male. And it's like...
Right.
What?
Yeah, it's like confusing on purpose.
Yeah.
And it really is, actually. It's like you confuse people, and then when they get confused, you get mad.
Yeah.
It's like in the handbook, literally.
But if people don't care and they just...
they just...
Like, what are you gonna say to me? Oh, you have to call me sir.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, I don't.
Yeah.
No, I absolutely don't.
Yeah,
and I know you're used to people catering to your worldview, but sorry, you're not happening.
I envy you. You know what? I've thought about getting into your line of work just so I can have that attitude.
No, it's just the normal thing that you should.
Yeah, it is.
It's what everyone should do.
Yeah, I'm a coward, though. I sold out years ago.
And I'm a coward. Yeah, dude.
Yep.
Yeah. It's fun. It's also fun because you know you're pissing them off.
Yeah.
Because you're not giving in.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? Kind of fun. As a matter of fact,
there you go.
Not even socks. I'm going barefoot.
Wow.
On one foot. Mm-hmm. I hope that bothers some people. I actually don't want to be like that. I'm going to put it back on. Anyway, you were going to tell me a story.
Oh, yeah. You had not heard the Akash Singh story yet.
Well, I heard the second half of it, but not the part you were telling me.
Yeah. Okay, so I got an ad for Akash Singh's coming to Salt Lake City. And I was like saying, should I message him and be like, oh, you're gonna tattle again, you know? Which I'll get into that in a minute.
Yeah.
We're going full rear on him.
Yeah.
That's the new show name, Rear.
Wait, who has a show named
Red Bar.
Rear?
Red Bar said it's Rear now.
Oh, that's right.
He's like, it's Rear now.
Rear.
And now it's Rear, dude. Joe List turning off comments. It's great. Okay, so Akash. So he messages me. This is 2 years ago. Yeah, this is 2 years ago after the first pedophile catch.
Right.
So...
Which was which one?
Which is the one in the blizzard.
That was a good one.
It was a good one. The fun.
Very
yeah, that was
good pilot.
Good pilot, dude. That was a good pilot. That is probably one or two in my videos that I actually like.
Yeah,
where I'm like, I still can watch it and laugh at the guy.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
The guy being just shook.
It's the guy at Ross or whatever.
It's the blizzard.
And he's like, duh.
Oh, that's the other one. Yeah, that
one's good too.
That one's so.
I think that was
funny.
the first one I ever saw.
Okay, so Akash watches my pilot. Not a fan of my pilot. It's no Seinfeld.
He said because it blew up on Instagram, so everybody saw it. Is that why he saw it?
TikTok.
Yeah,
blew up on TikTok, and
Okay.
that's when he saw it.
Right.
And he messages me and he says, "Bro, your idea is funny, but the shit kind of bothers me. This guy is actively trying to fuck children. Instead of trying to have him arrested, you make content and let him go. And a blurry long shot in a blizzard is justice." And then 15 minutes later...
the blurry was you didn't have to say that.
Yeah, it's personal shots at my cameraman. And I don't... You know, my cameraman won a Sugar Bowl.
Wow.
My cameraman and very close friend...
The
RJ Rice.
The 010, what year was it?
09, right? 08, 09. Okay, anyways.
A Sugar Bowl would literally kill me.
Recovered a muffed punt
Yeah.
in the Sugar Bowl and celebrated like he won it.
Wow.
Like he won the game.
Like it was a cocked punt
Yeah.
instead of a muffed one. He snatched it up.
But okay, so... Then 15 minutes after sending that message, he sends pretty much the same beginning, but then he adds a little extra to it. But I don't think he knew that the first one had already sent. Maybe. That's my first thought. Okay, so then because he repeats himself, the whole thing is repeated, and he's clearly been working on this for the last 15 minutes.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like he fires away the first one, doesn't realize that I don't think you can delete your sent messages on TikTok.
Oh, he sent it and then
sure.
he's like, let me edit that. And then you can't edit.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, no.
So he sends it again. Okay. So he says, Bro, your idea is mostly really funny and you truly seem smart and funny, but this shit kind of bothers me. This guy is actively trying to fuck children, and instead of trying to have him arrested, you use him for content and let him go. And a blurry long shot in a blizzard isn't just... Wait. Oh.
I thought in all the videos you make it clear, like, I call the police.
The first one I didn't, because we didn't know... we didn't know what we were doing. Yeah. We went the next day. We went the next day because we were like looking up the laws and we wanted to
you went to the police the next day and you talked to him.
Yeah, we wanted to make sure that, and then we went over and before we released the video, we had spoken to the police.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, so it pretty much repeats this, and then he says, "This guy belongs in jail. I'm reaching out on DM because I don't want to comment and virtue signal and make it a whole thing, but it just doesn't sit right with me. I apologize. Again, you seem like a funny, smart dude, and the idea is mostly great, but the guy's a fucking pedophile. Again, not trying to come down on you too hard. Sorry if it sounds like that. Just felt compelled to say something."
Yeah. And were you mad when you read that?
Not really, no.
Or were you like, this guy's just dumb?
I just think he was just... in my mind, I think I was just like... First of all, I knew he was right. Because from his perspective, he only saw the one video and there was nothing in it.
Right.
So his his opinion is
his
valid.
opinion is you should call the police, which is also yours.
Yeah.
You agree
exactly.
on that.
We agree completely. And I didn't show it in the first video, and we probably should have been recording us going to the police and stuff. That's probably something that people wanted to see, but we didn't. In my mind, I was just like, no. People just want to see the game show.
Yeah.
The police aspect we'll do on our own. Like, I had to testify against, like the one guy, and
damn,
I didn't record any of that.
Oh, damn.
I didn't record me testifying or anything, and it was Zoom. It was through Zoom.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was telling people I was going to be drunk for it. I just hammered. Wow. But anyways, probably should have.
Yeah.
Probably should have recorded all that stuff. That was
but
pretty
it was
dumb.
the pilot.
It was the pilot, dude. Okay. Well, no, the one that I testified was episode 4.
Yeah. But it's like, the Raymond pilot, somebody after that was like, hey, you need different wallpaper on the walls. It looks weird in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Second episode, they fixed it. Looks good.
Yes.
And that's,
a little bit, yeah.
That's a little bit what he's doing, what he's trying to do, I guess.
So anyways, he just felt compelled to say something. So I responded. Okay, here it is.
Were you excited that Akash Singh was watching, paying attention? Because he's a name people know.
A little bit, but it was so overwhelming at that time.
Right.
Because it was like...
Were you getting a lot of DMs?
I was getting shitloads, dude.
Yeah.
And I was getting crazy shit, man.
Right.
So it was pretty nuts.
Yeah.
And scary. A little scary.
Oh, I can imagine, yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I'd be terrified.
Yeah. Okay, so then I said, hey, brother, big fan. Your special is so good. I appreciate you reaching out, and I totally understand how it looks from the video. I feel like I've commented this a million times, but I can't convey it to everyone. After filming this, we spoke to the police the following day. We were ill-prepared that night, filmed at midnight, and didn't know what we were legally obligated to get a conviction of him and what we could even legally do. I did this as a stand-up bit and didn't prepare the night we did it for real. So the other night, we matched with guys using pics of me at 14. Never knew it would blow up like this, and didn't even know if I could legally do it. It's an immense amount of pressure to have your idols shit on you when you're just trying to expose pedos in a funny way to get their faces out there. But don't worry, they're all being turned into local law enforcement.
Nice.
My hero.
It's funny that you called him your idol.
Yeah, my idol.
And your hero.
My idol. Yes. Your idol. Have your idols.
Yeah.
I idolize Akash Singh.
Yeah.
He said, dude, I get it. Didn't want to come down on you, and I know negative feedback sucks, so I appreciate you responding. And what sucks about TikTok is you can't edit the caption.
Condescending.
Maybe you can comment and pin it, explaining cops. And I didn't know how to pin comments on TikTok at this time either. Like, I just thought you couldn't do it. Right. So I was just like letting everyone comment the same 5 things, and I would respond to every single person. That was the other thing, is like I responded to every single comment that I could.
You love reading the comments.
I love reading the comments.
That's your favorite part of making content.
Yes, and you're supposed to be in the comment section. And Joe Rogan is wrong about that.
Yeah, Joe Rogan says the opposite.
You should know the feedback of the people who you should know what the feedback is.
And it keeps you humble too, I bet.
Yes, it keeps you fucking better, dude.
Keeps you grounded.
Yeah. Especially with this fucking hair, dude. They are not letting up, dude.
Dude.
It is gold.
Yeah.
It is gold.
I'll grow it out if you do.
Fuck no. Someone called me Asmongold. It's like, oh, fuck, dude.
You're like, no, I live upstairs.
Yes.
I'm in the basement.
Yes, you're in the basement. I'm Baldy. You're in the basement.
Yeah, we should switch.
And he goes, yeah, negative feedback sucks, so I appreciate you responding. And what sucks about TikTok is you can't edit the captions. Maybe you can comment and pin it explaining the cops are called or whatever. Just to calm down the noise. Also, thanks so much for the love. Keep making good shit. He's right, by the way. He's totally right about this.
He's right. It just his tone is kind of annoying.
Yeah,
he's very condescending.
So was mine. Like, I did snap back at him a little bit.
Yeah.
But also I called him my idol, you know? Which, I don't know if he knew was me joking. But
yeah, I hope the sarcasm translated.
But anyways.
To Indian or whatever he speaks.
Yeah. So anyways, he comes to the local club. I show up. I say hello to him. And I have someone ready to take a picture of us together because I was like, hey, I'm going to go get a picture of the Kosh.
Yeah.
And they, we talked to him. I talked to him for a little bit, and I just said, hey, I'm the guy you were shit-talking in the DMs. And, yeah, he just, I don't know, he took it the wrong way. I was like, I was just joking around.
Yeah.
I was like, I know you were, like, yeah, no, I totally.
You wanted to have joke around a little bit and then be his friend.
Yeah, I wanted to joke around. I didn't
because his heart's in the right place.
Yes,
yeah.
and he was right.
He was right.
Like, from his perspective, totally understandable.
Yeah,
and everything. And I was just being a dick, just to be a dick, because it's funny to me.
It's very funny.
Anyways. Then it gets reported to the owner of the club that I was like harassing him basically and like filming it. And yeah, I didn't. We just got a picture. We just got a picture.
So did you ever find out exactly what he said? Did he tell someone you were harassing
him? I had
him?
no idea. I didn't hear anything.
What was his reaction to you? What did he say to you?
He's like, oh, is it? It got weird because he was just like, oh, is this? You guys are just filming more content, and I was like,
and that bugged him.
Yeah, and I was like, come on, man, fucking relax.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, just chill out.
And I'm just goofing.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. So then I saw that he was back in town, so I DM'd him.
Right.
And I said, hey, bro, I see you're gonna be in Salt Lake in 2 weeks. You want to do my podcast while you're here? And I will hand him the gun. And we will see how Akash reacts.
Yes. Don't you touch that SD card. Pull out a real gun. You can't have it. That's great. Damn, that's cool, dude. You got a beef.
I don't, though. I think he's right.
You think he's right.
Yeah.
And he thinks that guy better not show up again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's beef, dog.
He thinks that he's right and probably that I'm a dick. That's going to be my guess.
Yeah.
And he's right about both.
I think he's scared because you're someone who knows if people are actually funny or not. You know?
Yeah.
Like, I'll say something that's not funny, and then I'll look at you, and I'll be like, ah, fuck. Right?
Yeah.
That's the test. I just fucking look at you.
Okay.
You're that guy.
No, dude, I'm Stav.
No, you're not Stav.
Dude, we were
you
listening
don't just
back.
Laugh like a retard.
We were listening back to one of the episodes. I was just giggling. I just be giggling.
Well.
But if he comes on, I'm not going to it's not going to be crazy. I'm not going to go crazy or anything.
No, because he's probably a good guy.
And I'm going to tell him exactly that. I'm going to tell him, by the way, you're right.
And the whole thing with, the Wise Guys establishment, that might not have even been, maybe he didn't complain. Because I've heard more than one version of the story, and one of them is, there's a certain staff member who,
went and
saw the thing and kind of overreacted to it.
Yeah. Which I could see that too.
That's a possibility at least.
That's probably most likely.
Yeah.
That's probably most
an
likely.
individual that no longer works there.
Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, he's probably a good guy.
Yeah.
And that whole crew, what's that show that they do?
Flagrant.
Flagrant. I don't watch it. I'm not like into that or anything, but they seem cool.
Yeah.
Seems like Andrew Schultz is cool.
They all seem fine.
They're all cool.
They all seem
I don't think any of them are funny.
Yeah,
but they're very cool.
Yeah, they seem like normal, nice people.
Yeah. My heroes.
Yeah, my idols. I idolize.
Yeah, you don't want to meet your heroes. Never meet your heroes, dude.
That was the whole thing,
that's
dude.
What you did wrong.
That's what we all said. That's what we were all saying, dude. Yeah.
Exactly.
Every time.
That's why.
Never meet your heroes, dude.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, if you do, though, you should have someone filming. Have a cameraman.
Yeah, you should have a cameraman for that. But, hey, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I hope he does it. We're still trying to get Carlos Mencia.
Yes, still working on that.
Still working on that. We got one man on the job, and I told him if he ever gets Carlos, Tyler, I said I'll never be able to repay you.
Wow.
I'll be indebted to you for life.
Now, how do you think Tyler would be able to do it?
Well, Carlos does. We could probably get him if we went to Vegas.
Yeah.
Carlos does this karaoke on like Thursday nights, I think, or Wednesday nights, and he Tyler got in with the guy who runs the karaoke. I think. Right. I think that's how that happened.
I want to see Carlos sing.
Yeah, me too.
I bet he's got a lovely voice. He has range.
I would love to, dude. I've been thinking of so many questions to ask Carlos. Carlos said the N-word on his podcast or on his stand-up special.
Wow.
I want to ask him I know you had to stop. I assume you stopped. You just stopped saying it, right?
Yeah.
When and why and what was the last bit?
Right.
I feel like that's the same thing I would ask Lou. I would want to ask Lou.
Yeah. Well, he was
we all can bring up you can, because you know what you can get away with and what you can't.
Right.
And one thing you can't get away with, stand-up wise, is saying that in a lot of rooms.
Right.
But it's starting to swing.
Yeah, it's coming back where I think because of politics and the economy, people are like, wait, why were we so worried about that? With what's going on with World War III impending and nuclear war hanging over our heads. It's like, oh, I'm really going to waste my energy on that nonsense right now.
So I want to ask Carlos about that.
Right, yeah.
Right?
I mean, maybe swing back the other way. Come back to our side.
Yeah.
Carlos.
Ned.
His name is Ned.
Nedward.
Now, that's something I'd like to ask him about.
Yeah.
Anyone who changes their name, I always ask them why, and they never really give me a good answer. Shifty people.
Yeah.
Like a Chuck Fury.
Yeah, shifty guys.
Type. Shifty.
Exposing himself on the
on this show.
What if Carlos did that? That'd be cool.
I wouldn't even blur it out. I'd let him do it. Yeah. It'd be fantastic.
Yeah, man.
Oh, dude. And have that conversation with Carlos and then give him the gun. That'd be great.
That would be so fun.
Our fans don't even know because they haven't seen it because it was deleted.
No, it's on the Chuck and Nick episode.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay, well then they know.
Yep.
Good for them. Yeah.
Anyways, what are you up to?
Just drinking.
Cool.
Just drinking for the rest of my life, yeah. That's the plan.
Elon blowing up on Trump.
Yeah, and I'm kind of glad of it because I think someone needs to slap that guy around. Trump.
Yeah.
Trump.
But
someone on his side needs to be like,
hey, man, relax.
Wake up call.
Yeah, exactly.
Because, it's been a little nuts.
Yeah, he says, time to drop the really big bomb. At Real Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. This is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, DJT.
Wow. Which, we all knew.
Yeah.
Even a lot of people who voted for him, they're like, I know, but, so's the other guy.
Yeah.
So who's not? Non-Epstein related people were not on the ballot. You couldn't even write them in.
Yeah.
They would just throw it away if you did that.
Yeah.
If you wrote someone who's never met Epstein, they would
Yeah.
They would not count it.
Yeah. Is that what you wrote?
No.
Oh.
I wrote Donald J. Trump.
That'd be a crazy like third party candidate.
That'd be nuts. My name is I've never met Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah.
Now you have to debate me.
Yeah.
All you Epstein lovers.
That'd be a cool name change, dude.
Yeah.
But also, if you change your name to I've never met Epstein, it makes it seem like you really knew him well.
Right.
Yeah. Makes it seem
it seems like you're overcompensating a little bit.
Yeah, way too much.
Yeah.
Like your name is Pages the Flight Logs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your original name.
The Epstein thing is nuts because, like, I can sort of see from the point of view of, like, an Andy Gold, for example, where, like, the whole Epstein thing just seems ridiculous because it's like, oh, what, you're going to tell me he's connected to everyone?
Yeah.
And he is.
Yeah.
But the reason it's not ridiculous is because Epstein is just one of those guys, and there's like a bunch of them that haven't been caught.
Yeah.
And they're all running around, and they all know each other.
Yeah.
Because it's people who hang out with rich people.
Yeah.
And that's like kind of a hard pill to swallow if you're not ready to realize like what's going on with, the people in charge of everything, in charge of the nukes and whatnot.
Yeah.
Like what kind of people they are, who they're associating with, like every single day, all day long for years. Like
Peter Nygaard.
Yeah, exactly. Peter Nygaard is just one guy of a lot of guys that's like that.
Yeah.
That's kind of the horrible thing to realize.
Makes me wonder what they did with my blood when I would donate it when I was a kid.
Right. Wait, how young were you?
Whatever, like,
for extra cash.
Like 15, and they show up at the high school, and they're like, they let you donate blood.
They didn't do that in my school.
Really?
Oh, no, they did. It was like a volunteer thing. You could donate blood. Yeah, dude, why do they want such young blood?
Yeah,
Ew.
What are you doing with that? What did you do with my blood? Did you just put it in some old guy?
I mean, if you're like a child and you need a transfusion, can you get it from an old person? Does it have to be another child?
I don't know.
I never thought about that.
Do you age immediately?
Yeah.
Is it the blood that causes the aging?
Yeah, you become Benjamin Button.
Sweet.
At the beginning of the movie.
Doesn't that sound like hell, being Benjamin Button?
Yeah, because, he fell in love and then he couldn't be with her because he was going to be an infant soon and she would have been a criminal.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't seen that movie, but that's the plot, right?
I think so.
He falls in love at the middle part when he's us.
Yeah.
Around our age, us young guys. And then it's like, well, good thing we fell in love. Oh, yeah, by the way, like, you're going to be a criminal in a few years.
Yeah.
If we don't stop.
Yeah. By the way, I don't know what this is. By the way, I'm a fucking curse from hell.
Yeah. I don't have a soul. I'm some kind of a...
Yeah, I'm some weird fucking...
Yeah.
I aged in reverse.
Yeah.
It's not like that's like you're a spawn from Satan.
Yeah, you're like God lost a bet with Satan. And, and all right, I'll give you Benjamin Buttons.
Yeah. My name is Benjamin Button. My brother is the Undertaker.
Guess where I was born. You'll never guess.
I was raised with the Undertaker.
Yeah.
In hell. Yep.
Yeah. Have you seen that movie?
Benjamin Button?
Yeah.
I did, but it was when it came out, and I wasn't really paying attention.
I never watched it. I like Brad Pitt, though. He's cool.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Have you ever seen that movie where he's like a hitman, and it's like they keep showing like stuff from the Obama election, and he gives this great speech at the end about America. This ties into what I was saying a minute ago. And he's like, in America, he gives this whole speech because Obama just won, and the guy's like happy about it. The guy that's like paying him to kill somebody. He's like, hey, look, hope and change or whatever. And he gives him this really good speech about how in America you're on your own. And then he's like, now pay me my money, motherfucker. And then the movie ends.
Whoa.
It's really good. I forget what it's called.
And he plays a hitman in this?
He plays a hitman. I'll have to find it. It's a good movie.
Okay.
Anywho, But I was talking about what did that have to do with what I was saying before? Yeah,
no idea.
Yeah, who even knows?
Yeah.
So,
you think Trump responds to being called a pedophile? Dude.
Oh yeah, like
you have to respond to that.
Yeah, you have to.
You must.
I mean, what are like Trump fans, MAGA people saying about it?
I don't know. You want me to? I don't really. Shouldn't spend a bunch of time on the podcast just scrolling.
No. But like he's got.
Alex Jones says Trump needs to respond ASAP. I notice he did it not take questions at his public meeting today. Yeah, a lot of people are saying that he's right.
Wow. But what do you think MAGA people in general, like, what the hell are they going to do after Trump? You know what I mean? Because he's different than other candidates.
Steve Bannon says that they should seize SpaceX.
He said that today?
Yeah, he just said this.
Who should seize it?
Trump. Trump should have the federal government seize SpaceX immediately.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
For what?
I don't know. Well, what's with the lack of principles from the?
I know. I thought Steve Bannon was one of the good ones.
I don't know.
Dude, everyone's like that though. If you push a certain button with anybody, they're like, okay, let's just forget about the rules for a second.
Let's just do the opposite of the rules for a minute.
Yeah. Everybody's like that.
Yeah. What do you do? You know?
Yeah, what can you do?
What would you do?
If I was Steve Bannon?
If you were Trump right now.
If I was Trump right now...
You just got called a pedo by your
I got called
homie.
A pedo. I'd come out and I'd say... she told me she was... whatever. I don't know. Because I've never committed that crime. So
I would release every single document that day.
Yeah.
And that's the only way we're going to fucking... You know what I mean? That's the only way we're going to know the truth.
Right.
You better have this wrapped up and ready. We better put this out now.
Wow. Do you think they really are working on that right now?
I don't know, but they fucking damn well better.
I mean, I feel like they're working very hard on like coming up with excuses why it's not out yet.
Yeah.
That seems to be how they're spending most of their time.
Yeah. Yeah, what are they doing? Not just recruiting from prisons.
Who are they recruiting from prisons?
Pedophiles to comb through all the videos.
That's not a bad idea. That's a pretty good idea. Because they're slaves legally anyway.
Yeah, they're for the love of the game.
Yeah, let them do that.
I don't think that's a good thing.
And then at the end of it, be like, you enjoyed that too much. We have to prolong your sentence now.
Yeah.
We don't like how much you love. I don't know. We don't like how happy you look.
This one guy got through all 14 terabytes the first day. Yeah, he gave us a a full dissertation.
Wow. Yeah, that's well, no, dude, the FBI would never do that. Then they don't get to look at it.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the FBI is just the ones that didn't get caught.
Yeah.
So,
how do they pick the guy that does that? You know what I mean?
I don't know.
You can't be too eager.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you're the guy that absolutely doesn't want to do it under any circumstances, maybe you're the guy that should do it.
Well, that was
so you got to be like in the middle, you know.
Well, that was one of the things I heard, like, you know, when the initial report of the 14 terabytes came out, was that these FBI field offices were all sent it, and that the FBI field offices were then getting on a volunteer basis people to go through all this stuff. Yeah. That was my first thought. Was like, wait a minute. Volunteer basis? Yeah, right here. Yeah. Dude, how do you volunteer for that? That's a hard one to volunteer for, to be like,
yeah.
Jesus Christ, if I volunteer, yeah, dude. Yeah, right here. Yeah, I mean, justice be done, may the heavens fall. Right.
Yeah, the room's like silent, and you're like, all right, fine, I'll do it.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to say something crazy when you agree to do it.
Yeah.
I would be like, let's put our names in a hat, and then whoever gets picked, it was picked at random.
Yeah.
But you have to do it.
Yeah.
Like, look, man, it's as bad as it gets. Nobody's going to want to go through this. And if you do, you're in cuffs now.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, if you volunteer for that, you've got to be going on like a list or something.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not. Does law enforcement even really care about that?
I don't think so. Because here's the thing, like, look, man, that is like, you are about to face the most evil thing ever.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like, I mean, it's like a modern version of like facing like a fucking, you know.
Yeah. If I was a policeman, I wouldn't want to have to deal with it.
Yeah.
Oh, I got to go into this guy's house and like fucking blow up his family and everything.
You're psychologically, in my mind, you're facing the atrocities that are on the scale of the people who went into the camps and saw emaciated
yes. Yeah.
Jewish people.
Oh,
right?
yeah, it would be at that level.
Yeah.
Right.
Where you're just like facing a level of atrocity, but it's like, well, someone has to do it.
Yeah.
Fuck. I don't envy them, bro.
Mm-mm.
But where's it at? Hey, man, I don't envy you, and I don't want to do it. But where the fuck are the arrests?
Yeah,
just two more weeks. That's what QAnon said.
Oh, really? Well,
no.
Okay, I'll hold my breath.
Yeah, I'm joking. That's yeah. Well, what about the drones? What about the fucking?
Dude, that is scary. Those drones are terrifying.
So the drones blew up like a bunch of their bombers, the Russian bombers, right? Ukrainian drones.
Yeah.
Blew up a bunch of Russian bombers, which is fucking scary, dude. Because that's like,
yeah.
I mean that would be like if fucking Hill Air Force Base just started blowing up.
Yeah.
Because we got I'm pretty sure we have B-52s here. I know Minot does.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's the other side of my job.
Yeah.
The fucking bombers getting blown up, like the Alcom nuke missiles.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude.
Right.
That's a 30-year triad.
Yeah, dude. And drones, I feel like I wonder if eventually we'll outlaw them. We'll like make them illegal. Any kind of drone violence.
Yeah. Because
on the one hand, it's like, well, then you don't have a pilot in there who's gonna die. But on the other hand, it's like, well, wait a minute. You're taking out the moral, someone who could make a moral decision. You're taking that out of the equation.
Yeah.
So it's like even less humane than before. I don't know. It's like someone can just push a button and then somewhere else something happens. That just seems wrong,
Yeah. I agree.
Because
they've surrounded Russia with nukes.
Yeah.
With the Alcoms. And then they blew up theirs. That's we're pushing it, bud.
That's NATO that did that.
Yeah, NATO.
Yeah, I mean
100%.
I don't know what counts as an act of war, but if I was Russia, I would feel like that was an act of war.
Yeah. Putin came out right after this, right after the whole bombing and stuff, and said, we'll use nukes if we have to, right? But we have weapons that are just as powerful as nukes without, the nuclear fallout.
Wow.
I told Trey that, and he goes, "Oh, good. Oh, whew, I was worried there for a second." Oh, okay, good.
Phew.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Oh, thank God. So you're not using the nuclear. But it'll do just as much damage. Ah, perfect. Oh, yes.
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 Yeah. Well, that way, if you survive somehow, and we're bombing each other with that, and it's like you're the last man on Earth, and then you find the last woman on Earth. It's, you know, you're not horribly, you don't have like crazy tumors or whatever.
Yeah, that's good.
That's me looking on the bright side.
There you go.
I hope I'm the guy.
Okay, so how familiar are you with a little history? You know, Man That Saved the World. You know about this?
Yes, I've seen the reel before.
What do you got?
There was a guy in a Russian submarine, I mean.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And they were down below, and they heard something they heard depth charges. It was depth charges because someone above was trying to, like, bring them up so they could shoot them or whatever. I don't know if it was a U.S. vessel or whatever. But anyway, the depth charges, and it got to a point where it was like, all right, this is either depth charges or whatever, the Cuban Missile Crisis has blown up and the world is at nuclear war. And if that's the case, we have to fire our nukes.
Yeah. And
the thing is, though, if that's not happening and they fire their nukes, then it starts all that stuff where the whole world blows up.
Yeah.
And so then it was up to two guys on the submarine had to both say yes and do the keys or whatever the hell it was. And one guy said, no, I don't think it's... And he saved the entire world.
Yeah.
By just being like, you know.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. That guy's my hero. Because I'm always the guy that's like, I don't know. Maybe we shouldn't do anything.
Well, it's not the I don't know. It was I'm not twisting that key.
Yeah.
Because that's really it.
Right.
The whole thing comes down to two people twisting a key.
Right.
And there's, what do you got? Probably 1,000, maybe 2,000 worldwide. Yeah. Maybe more. Maybe closer to like 4,000. There's 4,000, maybe 4,000 people worldwide in pairs of two just sitting there waiting.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Is that still the case?
Yes.
That's insane.
And you want to know what they do? They sit there and watch TV all day.
Well, that's what I would do.
Yeah, dude.
And that's why it's insane. I would just imagine me being that guy. Like,
yeah, they sit there watching TV all day, and then if it's a male and female, they fuck. And if it's a male and male, sometimes they fuck. And then if it's female and female, even less frequently. Yeah. But once in a while. Yeah.
Wow.
Could you imagine having that fucking job, dude? Fuck.
Well, I don't know. Like, if what you were saying, where you're just resolved, I will never turn this key no matter what.
Yeah.
Then it'd be a pretty easy job. Sounds like a pretty good job, actually.
Well, you have all these other things you have to do. It's not just that.
You got to, like, sweep the mess hall or whatever.
No. Like
the poop deck?
No, they have to always be on alert. You got to be sitting there. The poop deck. It's an underground missile, but somehow you have a deck.
Well, they got to poop.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're just sitting there eating MREs, getting fat.
Yeah.
Just like,
yeah.
But they do like, they get like calls and they have to like go through like these checks and all this, stuff.
Yeah.
They're sending signals to the nuke to make sure that they're still receiving, some of the good feedback and everything. And like, hey, they're still there, right? Okay, and you got cameras. You people topside. They're watching all the cameras.
Right.
Okay, let's see every single one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's replay that video of when they were fucking.
Yeah. No, they don't have cameras down in the
bedrooms.
Capsule.
Right. Too bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Well.
Yeah, that'd be a good job.
We had to repair the
chairs
that they sat on because the chairs are like they're they're part of the structure because it's all got to be. You have to be able to get hit by a nuke topside and still be able to launch, right? So nuclear missile needs to be able to hit the fucking the ground above your head, and you have to still be able to sit there and just fucking.
Wow.
Right? You strap it. They strap
so everything's
in
bolted down and
Right. And literally the chair force. Literally the chair force.
That's good.
I only had to do that job like once or twice fixing that. But yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Pretty sweet.
It's like that would cause me a lot of anxiety, and then I'd be like, I'd throw on 2.5 Men or something.
Yeah.
To cope.
But yeah, so dude, okay, so they blow up 1/3 of Russia's triad. Mm-hmm. Dude, that's not good. That is not good.
No.
The ramifications, the butterfly effect of that.
Right.
It's huge, man.
Yeah.
It's huge. That is enormous.
It's like the neocons. I don't know. It's like, what are we going to do about them? Because it seems like they're kind of just like, no, we're going to get our way no matter what. We're getting this war.
Yeah.
And they're also doing it with Iran. Like, what do they want us to do 2 wars at once?
It's weird that they call them the neocons. Because I know exactly who you're talking about. The warmongers, right?
Yeah.
But those are the old conservatives. The new conservatives, the neo conservative,
that'd be
is
MAGA?
a Joe Rogan type.
Oh, right, yeah.
That's the neo.
Well, neocon, that term was coined
I know.
a long time ago.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, that's why you shouldn't call anything the new something, because it's going to be old.
Yeah.
At some point.
Yep.
So what do we got to start calling them? The fucking...
retards?
Yeah.
Murderers?
Yeah, the neo-Nazis or whatever. Yeah, not good.
Oh, well. It'll be all right. We'll be all right. We're up the escalation threat ladder, though. I'll tell you that much. I bet every base is at fucking...
Right. Probably, if they know it's good for them.
Major.
Right.
Yeah, we were at... I forget what. I remember there was only like 2 times that we ever went up the DEFCON ladder.
And what was it for?
I don't remember exactly. I'd have to look back at the news from the time and read about it.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure I'm sure you can search when they moved up and why. Yeah, there's like full on lockdown you can get into because somebody does something and whatever.
Right.
Yeah, it's gay.
Now, does North Korea, do they have nukes, or are they faking having nukes?
Well, they're like a vessel state of China.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they have
nukes. That's not. They're not a real country.
Yeah.
Just like Ukraine isn't, like their country. Their country exists. Yeah, but they're just like controlled completely. Their government is controlled completely by NATO.
Yeah.
And they're not even in NATO.
No. Yeah, why? I guess it was corruption at the top, and they sold out their own people. Is that what happened there?
Yeah.
Because it's not like Ukraine's destroyed now. It's like fucking... and it's going to be rebuilt by whatever corporations want to take its resources and ship them out of there.
Yeah.
That's depressing.
The long plan is a major war with Russia. That is supposed to be
the long plan?
That's their long plan. Is they want a war. They want a long war with Russia that drains Russia of its financial resources so that they can take it over after.
And I thought they had already accomplished that. So why are they ramping things up? I thought Russia's economy was already destroyed by the whole thing.
Probably to create an arms race. And then we do the Cold War stuff, just on repeat.
And it's like us in China.
Yeah, but they think that on the other side of this that they can get their fangs in the, in the power structure, in the governmental power structure of Russia, and eventually take it over.
Wow.
By just destroying it and then corrupting it.
So it'll be us in China fighting over Russia.
Yeah.
Is that the plan?
Yeah, I think so. Because kind of how it seems to work, at least in the United States and whatever, is you get the people who are pro-war to always just bankroll them. Mm-hmm. And then they get into power, and then they always vote on war, right? And it's like, well, you already bankrolled them, so they're on your side anyways. So then you just eventually take over the country. You just bankroll enough.
Yeah.
You just figure out who, where, why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if anyone expresses any doubts, you just say, come into this room.
Yeah.
And where we have a video camera. And other things.
Yeah, among
yeah,
whatever we think based on your algorithm.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Whatever we think based on your algorithm, you can be compromised by.
Oh yeah, dude. I bet that's already a thing, like a phone reading your mind and knowing what sick perverted thing you'd be into.
Yeah.
If they put it in front of you.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, dude.
That's scary.
Yeah. Yep.
It's scary because, like, for me, it'd be nothing. They wouldn't come up in the
Yeah. Yeah. For me, they would be like 31-year-old boobs.
Exactly. Hey, we finally brought her up.
Yeah.
We can finally tell her.
Yeah.
She's a topic of conversation on this show. Okay. Anyway. Wow, so you're saying Russia's the long plan. Well, so again...
A war with Russia.
So why are they escalating things to this level if it's the long-term plan?
To declare war. To declare a war.
To just get a declaration of the war. And that probably gives them the legal grounds to, like, do even more terrible things.
Of course.
That they want to do.
Yep.
God damn. They just never go away. They're like roaches.
Yeah.
They're fucking cockroaches, these people.
Yeah. Warmongers.
Yeah.
They really are.
Yeah, warmongers.
Warmongers are... They're they're in your midst. You know, they're always going to be whatever when you start agreeing with, they always find a way to rationalize it for you.
Yes.
And you're like,
yes.
Shut the fuck. What did you just say?
And if you're not surrounded by them, you're surrounded by their sheep, their minions, their zombies that don't even know that, like, they're, pushing everything that way for them. But they are.
Yeah.
Oof.
Fucked up, man.
Sends a shiver down your... So, what about Iran? Is that the short-term plan? What's going on with Iran?
What is going on with Iran? They're claiming that they're gonna make a nuke, right? They're working on it.
Yeah. Well, aren't we trying to start a war with them right now?
It seems like Israel's trying to start a war with them, and we're not joining. Seems like we're not.
Yes. Well, it seems like Trump put a stop to that for now.
Yeah.
We'll see what he does or what
until
they
he gets some money.
Yeah, or until somebody just attacks.
Yeah.
Without his
until we send Israel more. Once we send Israel a little more money, then we'll go, okay. All right. Yeah, we sanction it.
So, if it wasn't for Israel, we wouldn't care about Iran?
I don't know. I mean, maybe
or does Israel exist because we care about Iran?
Well, because we took out, who was it? Soleimani in Iran, right? He was one of the He's one of the military leaders of Iran, wasn't he?
I don't know who that is.
I'm pretty sure. Or no, Baghdadi.
This is a recent development.
Abu Kabir al-Baghdadi. You remember that guy? Wasn't that? It was one of them.
That name rings a couple bells.
We took out someone from Iran that Iran wants to get back at us for.
Yeah.
At our military. Yeah. Even if they do get a nuclear missile, like, I don't know. Who's going to launch it? Who's going to launch these things, bud? Right. You're going to start launching nukes? Are you out of your fucking mind?
Yeah. Right. Yeah, but what do you, if you as a country are able to get nuclear missiles, does that get you, like, into the club or whatever? Are you able to now, like...
Yeah.
Do you get to the big boy table, to the adult table once you have that?
I think that's what that is.
Is that really what the conversation, like the real negotiation is like whether we want to let Iran be like...
At the big kids table. Yeah.
That's crazy, man. That's nuts.
But yeah, Wait, I had something about.
I think what I heard was that we're trying to do like a regime change with them. By we, I mean like the people who do that shit.
Yeah,
NATO. Yeah, NATO, the CIA, whoever the hell.
Yeah.
Victoria Nuland. These kind of people. I heard that what they're aiming for is regime change.
Yeah.
In Iran. And then they'll wait till somebody protests or gets mad about that, or they'll have, they'll plant some people to get mad about it, and then they'll start some violence, and maybe that'll escalate.
Yeah.
Seems like the plan to me.
Yeah, probably. I mean, you saw the videos out of France, dude. What's that about?
What's going on?
Oh, I have no idea. I just saw videos of people rioting, and it's pretty nuts.
Like protesting something?
Yeah. Yeah, and then also Minnesota or Minneapolis, Minnesota. There was like a huge protest at an ice facility.
Oh, right.
Or like at an ice, they were doing an ice raid.
Yeah.
And like tons of people showed up and just were like, and it was a drug house. They were arresting drug dealers.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
They were arresting the people that I guess they're supposed to.
Yeah, they were arresting.
They weren't just throwing Mexicans out for having.
Yeah, they were doing a drug. They had the DEA. It was a drug bust.
Yeah.
And with ICE, with illegals.
I'd rather protest that. I think that's bullshit.
A drug bust? Yeah.
Yeah. But, it's like a different issue, I guess.
Yeah, the only drug busts I want to see right now is fucking Pfizer. That's it.
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be the real drug bust.
The people who are doing it legally or lawfully, lawfully. Get them.
What was that family? The Sacklers. That's the drug.
Yeah, that's the opiate family.
That's the drug bust I want to see.
That just ruined
I want to see the
life.
Sacklers arrested. That's the drug bust. That's the only drug bust.
Yeah, they never will be.
Nope.
They're probably like the people behind the people now. The people you don't hear about.
Yeah.
That's the Sacklers now, I bet.
Probably.
Except they made that documentary, so you do hear about them. So, that's not good.
Yep.
They got to change it.
Change it. Rodgers to Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Rodgers to Pittsburgh.
Do you think he'll have a good year? He'll get back to like some good stats. That would be nice.
I think Aaron Rodgers is going to come back this year. He's going to play for the Pittsburgh Steelers and Mike Tomlin, and he is going to win a Super Bowl. I think he's going to win the Super Bowl.
That's a good coach. Seems like a good team.
Good coach. Great quarterback.
Yes.
Greatest thrower of the football ever.
Yes. Just keep the guy protected.
Yeah.
Keep him upright.
And that's not even necessary if he throws it faster. Like Burrow, Burrow doesn't care about his line. Like he said that he would prefer a bad line, and as long as he can keep T. Higgins and Jamar Chase.
Oh, you'd prefer receivers over...
He prefers receivers because he can make the decision fast enough to not get sacked.
Interesting.
But he can't. And he proved that in the Super Bowl in the final play.
Oh, really?
On his final play.
Right.
He got sacked by Aaron Donald.
Right.
That was it.
Yeah. So, no, you got to have a good line.
Yeah. You got to have a line that gives you a couple seconds.
Which, that always kind of bugged me when Rodgers was in Green Bay. They would always make such a big deal about the receivers, and I'd be like, dude, he's the greatest quarterback ever. Just get him a great line.
He did for a couple years.
And then they stopped doing
Bakhtiari.
it. Yeah.
Yep.
You gotta spend a lot of money on your O-line, and then let the quarterback just make really good throws to the okay receivers. You know?
Yeah.
Come up with a good game plan where they're whatever. I don't know how to play football, but apparently I do.
But touchdown.
Yeah, just score more.
But get better players.
Yeah.
Have better players.
Yeah, get better guys.
Yeah.
Better ingredients. Better football team. Papa John's. Yeah, so that'd be good. And do you think Jordan Love will get one?
Yeah, I think Jordan Love will.
You think he
will? Yeah, Jordan Love.
They'll get 3 in a row of quarterbacks who
win one.
Yep.
I think so.
Nice.
I think that's what we get.
Where was he at compared to other quarterbacks last year?
He's in the top 10.
Stats wise. Top 10.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
I think he might be like 7 or 8.
Yeah.
He's really good.
He didn't like really wow me last year, but you know.
The second half of the year prior, he was looking really good, and then last year it was like decent.
Yeah.
It was never like whoa, but it was like okay, he's good. He can play.
Yeah.
He's good. He's good.
Yeah, he's good.
This is the year I want to see.
Yeah.
This is the Rodgers year. Right? This is the year Rodgers won it when he played, right? 2008, 2009, 2010.
Right. Wow, that's
or was it 2011 they won it?
No, they won in.
Yeah.
Well, was it the 2010 season and then the 2011 playoffs?
That sounds right.
Okay.
Anyways.
So.
Cox.
But, you know, if Rodgers won it, that'd be cool too. And then it would be his year again.
Yeah.
That'd be neat.
And he would be playing for the team that he beat in that Super Bowl.
That's right, the Steelers.
Yeah. Yep.
And that was a good game too.
That was so fun to watch.
That was a wonderful moment.
And I was in, Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's Steelers fans.
Yeah, did you have to like hold in your excitement over that?
Mr. Pello, my teacher in high school, and I made an agreement that we would not talk about it, no matter who won. Yeah. And I said, I agree to that, but I know that it's only because you're scared. And then it happened, and I forget how it happened, but someone brought it up to him, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm obviously very upset about it, whatever." And I said said Rodgers stats or something. I was like, "Yeah, well, I mean, 255 yards. I mean, that's pretty impressive." And he was like, "I thought we agreed not to talk about it." I was like, "Well, someone else brought it up. I thought it'd be okay." Yeah.
Nice, Mr. Pello.
Mr. Pello, dude, that guy kicked ass.
Is that P-E-L?
I don't remember. Huh. But he ruled, man.
Or do you say pillow weird?
Oh, but he, that was Earth and Space Science. And
sounds like bullshit.
Yeah. And he was the one who taught us about global warming.
Right.
Now, that was obviously just, high school curriculum and stuff.
Yeah, he had to. Yeah. Or he would have been fired.
Yeah. But I wish I knew then what I know now,
Oh, yeah.
Excuse me. What about the ice caps on Jupiter's moons? Why are the ice caps on Jupiter's moons starting to thaw out?
Oh, why is that?
Like the way the planets, the orientation of the planets and stuff. Like it's always like moving around and stuff, like a little, and over hundreds of years, like that's why you go through heating and cooling, like on Earth too.
Right.
So it's like it's always part of. Humans don't actually contribute that much.
Right. Dude, wouldn't that be cool, though, if, like, sentient life somewhere out there is, like, orbiting a planet, and they're on a moon, and the planet's orbiting a star?
Whoa, that'd be sweet.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
Like, when even is your birthday? How do you figure that out? They probably got a whole different thing going on.
Yeah.
They have scales and shit, I bet. It'd be cool. Well.
But I can easily be convinced otherwise. But in my mind, it's just all the people selling you on it. Say they invented the internet.
Right, yes. There's a lot of holes in the theory.
Yeah.
If you look at all.
Yeah.
Right.
If you look even remotely.
Which I haven't done.
Yeah.
One way or the other.
But we are like, we do litter. People do litter. And, we do have massive landfills, and that's not good.
Yeah, the pollution's not good.
Yeah, no, it can't be good.
Did you see the John Stossel thing? Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, we shouldn't poison the water.
Yeah, it's probably not the best thing.
Have you seen John Stossel, right?
No.
Oh, he's this guy that used to be on Fox News, or maybe he still is, and he would do these, like, pieces, these, like, 10, 15-minute... Like, he did one about landfills, and it was, like... showing how landfills, they reach a certain point where it's like, all right, this one's done, and then they cover over it. And the one he was showing, they like just made a park out of it. So you just have a normal park where underneath is like the trash from 50 years or whatever.
Whoa.
And he was he was talking to like people who don't like landfills, and he was being like, well, but look, this is fine. You know, it's fine. Like, they have it under control. Can't you see?
Yeah.
Anyway, I hope that's true, because if it's not, then because we use so much trash, even just in this house, 3 people.
Yeah.
It's so much.
It really is.
But you kind of have to, like, you know, you got, the only way around that is to like go out and live in the wilderness.
Yeah.
And live off the land or something.
Or never use anything plastic.
Yeah, which is like impossible.
Or styrofoam.
Yeah, you have to go out and hunt all your food if you don't want that.
Yeah.
Because anything you get at a store.
Yeah.
Is just.
You go to a butcher shop, they'll give you wax paper. They'll give you a butcher paper.
That's good.
You'd have to do it all in your own backyard though.
Yeah.
It's like kind of what I'm getting at is like everything has to be biodegradable.
Right.
And then you have to put it in your own backyard.
Put it in you'd have your own landfill.
You'd just end up with your own mini landfill.
Mulch pile, yeah.
Yeah.
Which maybe we should do, like, because honestly, the real problem is just corporations. The problem with all the plastic and pollution and everything, it's just corporations. Like, if stuff was local, you had local butchers with local cows that they were chopping up.
Yeah,
you wouldn't need all that shit.
I agree, but capitalism.
Yeah.
Even the local people would need something to put your meat in, and they're gonna go with whatever's the cheapest option.
Well, yeah. Then you would need the government to like make it illegal, and then you have a powerful government that can do that, and that's a problem because that's already what we have.
Yeah,
is a government that's out of control.
Yeah,
yeah. So it's like we got to come up with a kind of plastic that's not so bad or something. I don't know.
Don't you kind of want to see the parties that the people in government are having? Like the fucking...
Well, yeah, unless it's a crime.
Yeah, not those ones. I'm talking about the, like... You know they go to these, like, fucking Eyes Wide Shut, like...
Oh, yeah.
Fucking... I want to see them on tons of drugs and just, like, shit. I want to see Lindsey Graham... You know, do a rail, chug, you know.
You want to see him with the mask off.
Yeah. I want to see what they,
I'd walk around like this. Oh, yeah, my eyes are closed.
Yeah.
Lindsey Graham.
And
I can't see anything.
Yeah. And you're just sucking it. You want to hit that. And you're just sucking his kick.
That'd be great.
You just start sucking Lindsey Graham's dick.
That'd be great, because then he'd like owe you a favor or something.
Oh no, he doesn't owe you a favor. The favor that there is that he allows you to. Oh, thank you. I was talking about the freezer though.
Oh, yeah, dude, this fucking thing. All right, I'll be quiet for a minute now.
Yeah. The favor is that he allows you to continue living.
Yeah.
That's the only favor.
But if it was me, I'd be like, "Hey, thank you for not killing me. I also had this parking ticket. Like, you think you could, you know,
maybe get rid of that?
Yeah, or could you give me an Uber? Maybe. Do you think he gets him an Uber?
Probably.
I would hope so. He seems like a gentleman, a Southern gentleman. I hope he gets the slaves an Uber home.
Yeah. You gotta at least pay for the Uber.
Yeah.
I mean, at minimum, a taxi. Oh, come on. They gotta, Get him a limo.
A taxi nowadays, that's like scary.
Really?
Yeah, because like, what the fuck? You know, there's this company that's still exists somehow, and they're doing taxis. Yeah. Because taxis are only taken by people who have like been banned from Uber.
That's true.
You know, so it's like...
And Lyft.
It's all riffraff.
Yeah, you got to be banned from both apps.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And then the driver...
And rental. You can't get a rental. I would get a rental before I got a taxi.
Yeah, you rent a car, right. Yeah, so who's getting taxis now? And why? And what are they doing? How are these drivers existing?
You know what we should do? We should call a taxi to the house.
Yeah.
And then ask if we can do a podcast with the driver.
Yeah, and just be like, you know, what kind of a guy are you? Are you a shady guy too?
Yeah.
I imagine you would be...
I bet they'd have good stories.
Yeah.
They
probably have great stories.
Oh, my God. I bet they'd have really fun stories.
Yeah, because they're dealing with people who, like, carry around knives and stuff.
Yeah.
And like to use them.
All the time.
Yeah. Probably around here it'd be probably like a Greek guy or maybe an Indian guy. There's like a Greek community in Salt Lake, and you see them every once in a while. You're like, oh, that's one of those Greek guys around here. They have like half a street that's dedicated to them with like one restaurant downtown. It's crazy.
To Greeks?
Yeah. There's like a Greek section of town, and it's literally like half a block.
And that's where the festival is?
I think so.
Because they always have a Greek festival?
Yeah.
It'd be funny if it was like far away from them.
It's just in Greece. Yeah, so a taxi would be crazy, dude.
Yeah.
You couldn't get me in a taxi. I'd ride a bike before I took a taxi anywhere.
Would you?
That's nuts. If it was not too far.
Okay. Fair enough. Sweet.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, what else is going on?
I don't know. I'm gay.
Yeah.
We're both gay. Keep that in mind. Don't you forget it.
Yes, we are gay.
We're both gay men.
And we love gay people. Oh, yeah, we're going to go to the gay thing this Sunday, is it?
I think so. Saturday or Sunday?
Yeah.
We'll have to look it up.
But that should be good, I guess. The other one was fun that you did a few years ago.
Yeah.
Was it...
we met the slip and fall guy.
Who's that?
He just slipped on ice for like 30 seconds.
Like on
TikTok? It was
TikTok?
like a viral TikTok video.
Oh.
And then he like fell off a rooftop while they were like shoveling the snow off of it.
Right.
So slip and fall guy.
Slip and fall guy.
Yeah. Hundreds of millions of views.
Is he a local gay man, or does he go to... He flew here to
Yeah, local, I assume, bisexual.
Yeah.
Or maybe just like a fake bisexual. Like, there's a lot of those that'll just go to Pride to prey on women, and that's even weirder than just being a fucking gay guy.
Yeah,
that's weirder to me.
Those are the guys I'd like to question.
Yeah.
Are you actually gay? Can you prove it right now?
Yeah.
That could be our angle. Like, hey, we're looking for these guys who are just pretending.
Yeah.
Can you prove to us you're gay somehow?
We have an actual very homosexual man. But he's got to be very good looking.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can find the guy very quickly.
Yeah.
I'll figure it out just immediately.
Do a passionate kiss with this man right now.
Yeah. I'm just jerking off while telling him. Come on, dude.
And then they do it, and we're like, oh, God. Like, we didn't want him to.
Ew!
Yeah. Oh, this is terrible. We're sorry.
So disgusting. Why are you doing that?
Whoever's got the camera zooming in on it.
Yeah.
It'd be funny.
Yeah, Pride. What are we gonna do there? What are we gonna ask them?
Well, what are the people like? Are they the kind of people who will just like get offended at us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know your audience. You got to know your audience a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know what the audience is going to be like.
Yeah.
What are they going to be?
I didn't upset anybody last time I went.
Yeah.
Which to most people would probably be pretty surprising.
Right.
But I kind of knew my audience and knew how to question, like what to say and how
You were joking with them rather than like at them.
Yes.
And remind me, like, you had one good one that you were telling me. What was it?
I have no idea. I don't remember.
What was the big joke that you were going to clip from that you were telling me?
I don't remember. There was a couple things that I'm gonna clip. I'm gonna clip them this weekend.
Right. Well, we should ask him about. You should ask him about Governor Cox again.
Yeah.
That will always be great.
But also the fact that it'll be Pride. They're all gay, and I go, "Do you like Governor Cox?" And they go, "No." And I go,
because he's a Republican.
And I go, that's surprising to me.
Oh, that's good too. Damn, dude.
Like Governor Cox. Wow, really?
That's very good.
I thought you guys voted him in.
Yeah.
I thought that was the whole point of this.
Yeah.
This is a Governor Cox fucking parade.
Yeah, I thought he would be here.
Yeah.
I would see him here.
Oh, yeah. I thought we'd see him here. Oh, that's Lindsey Graham, though, over there. Naked.
Lindsey Graham's butt naked and he's got a Groucho mask on or something.
Yeah. But, yeah, what could we ask him? We put the video right here. We just, boom, right
That'd be cool.
No, we'll have this out before the Pride, right?
Yeah, we should.
Yeah. The Pride, I say we put. I'll do a long version, and I say we just put it up on this channel.
Okay.
And then, yeah, we'll do clips too.
Good idea. Yeah, I don't know, like, because this is the problem when we did the Republican convention. Is like, I was like, I have no ideas, but I'll think of something when we get there, and then I didn't think of anything.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
It's the classic red bar. These comedians.
Yeah.
They don't prepare at all.
Yeah.
They just show up and record themselves having a conversation.
Exactly.
What is wrong with you? Put no effort into this whatsoever.
Well, okay. I didn't do no prep. I did write a few things down
For the Pride?
but I doubt they're good. But I could get some feedback.
Okay.
Or maybe you'll think of something better. Okay, here we go. For Pride, these are.
I was asking them their best sexual experience and their worst sexual experience. That was what I asked at Pride.
Oh, was that good? Was it funny?
There was some funny answers. This one guy said it was a dog licking peanut butter off of his balls or something, or him licking peanut butter off a dog's balls or whatever.
And he just admitted it on camera?
Yeah, and I said, okay, that was your worst. What was your best? And I said, same thing. Anyways, he then he walked away. I didn't realize the entire time I was talking to him, he didn't have a leg. One of his legs was gone. And I didn't realize it. And Garrett saw it and filmed it. So it's him talking about peanut butter, and then it just cuts to Garrett just boom as he's walking away. It's pretty good.
That's great.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay, I wrote down Cousins. Oh, yeah, I will be curious to see what they think of Cousins, because they probably all hate Kanye now.
Oh, yeah.
But Cousins is very, like, pro them, sort of. Actually, it's not. So that's why I want to ask him about it, because I bet they'll hate it.
Yeah.
So that'll go nowhere. Cartoon porn. I want to talk to everybody about that. Yeah. I have that written down for everybody.
Cartoon porn.
Yeah, what's your opinion about cartoon porn? What have you seen? What are some good websites?
Yeah.
Or something,
Yeah.
Because you got to figure gay people, they're like sex obsessed.
Yeah.
The ones that are at the Pride thing,
mm-hmm.
it's like you were saying, it's a lust festival. Oh, that was it.
Yeah.
You were telling people this looks more like a lust parade.
Oh, I said, now some people would say that pride is one of the deadly sins.
Yeah.
But what if you had a festival for a different deadly sin? For instance, if we had a lust festival, what do you think that would look like? And then a lot of people got it, and they were like, I mean, that's kind of what this is.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, you don't say.
That's great. Yeah, it is what it is. And it's just part of society now. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Because it used to be like anything like that was widely frowned upon.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't even like there were... I mean, there's never been a straight sex festival,
Mm-hmm.
when they were in charge. When straight people were in charge, there were no festivals. The festivals were like, we won the war.
Yeah.
That's what straight people are doing.
Yeah. And then...
we killed the Japanese.
The boats are back.
The boats are back. Yeah, exactly.
The boats
the team won.
The boats are in the harbor.
Yeah. Yeah, so... it's weird how society has shifted to like, well, if people want to have a cocks and buttholes festival, I guess you can do that. I mean, I do believe in free speech.
Yeah.
And I've never had a problem with anyone doing that, like, out of my sight.
Yeah.
You know, that's never bothered me.
I don't think you should be allowed to have your fucking genitals out in public.
No, but like a statue of your genitals, or like a inflatable, giant thing of your genitals.
Yeah.
Or like one of those things like the car wash, you know, the floppy things.
Yeah.
Has anyone made a cock version
inflatable,
of that?
the wacky inflatable arm man.
Yeah, I hope we see a cock version this year. That'd be cool. I mean, you know, I guess for the children's sake, you don't want that.
Yeah.
Is that the point?
Yeah, what the fuck? Well, that's the crazy thing to me is why the fuck would you bring your kids to that? Now, RJ Rice brought his kids to Pride.
Yeah, well, because that's the programming. That's like the...
Is it?
I mean, that's before he woke up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was right after he got out of the church.
Right.
And I was like,
yes.
you want me to tell you what I think that is? You were rebelling against God.
Probably.
Yeah, dude. Probably you're a little bit of that. And
yeah.
you took your kids to that, man, and that's sick.
Well, but you know, it's also like when you get out of something like that, you still have all of the programming from like the school and shit of like, this is good, Pride is good, showing children wieners is good. Mm-hmm. Like that's part of the like you got that too in the military and everything. And so it's like you have to
wait. Say that again.
Well, I'm just saying it's kind of like out of the frying pan into the fire type of deal. Like, I got out of one like system of propaganda, but you know, I'm in another one now. Yeah. And you got to get out of that one too. Yeah. So it's not easy. Yeah. Sometimes you take your kids to the Pride parade. Yeah. And you have pictures of that. That's just
to remember your time.
Yeah, growing pains, you know, that's all part of it.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. This will be the first one I've ever been to.
Really?
Yeah. I did go to a BLM riot once on accident.
Oh, yeah.
Because you know me, like, I kind of pay attention to the news. Yeah. But it's like, if I know about it, it's been a few days already. Yeah. After it happened. Uh-huh. Unless you tell me. So it was like I knew about the George Floyd stuff, but I didn't know that everyone was like just ready to fucking start a fight. Uh-huh. And I was just driving around like running an errand or something, and all of a sudden I'm just in the middle of everything. And it was scary because people were like bashing, like hitting cars and stuff, and then later they flipped one over and shit. Mm-hmm. It was a little scary because I was clearly not there because there were a bunch of other cars there and they had their windows down and they were like, ah, you know, they were yelling and shit. Yeah. All these white kids. It was crazy. And I was like clearly not doing that. And so everyone was, they were like about to turn on me. And it was crazy for a minute there. It really freaked me out. I mean, the Salt Lake one like wasn't much. It's not like much happened, but they did break a few things. A guy showed up with a bow and arrow. It's not like nothing happened. And they did either flip over a cop car or they set one on fire. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it all happened right at the corner of like 4th and whatever that Dunkin' Donuts used to be. It was right at Dunkin' Donuts. Uh-huh. And that's like right by the library. Anyway, it was terrifying, dude. It was so scary. I was afraid for my life.
Yeah, I would be too.
I got caught in the middle of a salt. If it had been any other city, I might have gotten hurt. Yeah. I might have had to ditch the car, you know. Yeah. Just run out of there. If it was like any other city. Good thing it was Salt Lake. I was able to like do a kind of a U-turn, and I could have run over some people. That would have been cool.
That would have been, you'd have been on the news. That happened in Provo, somebody, right?
Oh, recently?
And then this guy got out with like a bow and arrow. No, during the BLM riots.
Yeah, the bow and arrow guy. Yeah. That guy was awesome.
Yeah. And we were here visiting during that.
Oh, to maybe move here?
Yeah. And we like, because LA was insane.
Right. Yeah, I bet.
And we were like, okay, well, all that happened here is a guy got out with a fucking bow and arrow. And, like, you know, I think they overturned, like, they might have, like, spray painted on some cop cars or something. I was like, that's not that bad. Yeah. Compared to what they're doing there, get the fuck out. This is crazy.
But I could see them, like, because it's white people. It's angry white people. Yeah. And they're like if you're even tan, they were like, you're like their hero at that point. You know what I mean? If you're just a little bit tan.
Yeah.
And so I could see them being like, any white guy that's not on board, we're just going to beat him up.
Yeah.
It was like college frat guys I was seeing in like big jacked up trucks that their dad bought for them or whatever. They were there and they were like angry. And I was like, holy shit. Like these people just, they really were like, they just wanted to get angry. And, you know, the possibility of violence, I think, really excited them.
Yeah.
It was pretty scary to watch.
Yeah, that is scary.
It was scary to see like how ready everybody was to just get real angry.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And the amount of people who were just ready to be violent.
Yeah.
And that it was a means to an end. That the ends justified the means.
Yeah. We bashed the windows of Lululemon and that's...
And the ends justify the means, dude.
Yeah.
And that's the crazy shit because it's like you're looting a Foot Locker. And it's like, yeah, but the ends justify the means.
Yeah, man. The ends just and also I got these sick whatever.
Yeah.
I got these Jordan 9s or whatever.
Yeah, and then I was like, man, these people are fucked up, dude. Oh, someone's selling a bunch of shoes on Facebook Marketplace. They're very cheap. I might have to go get those.
Yeah. You're the fence or whatever.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, that's crazy, but it makes sense because it's like our evolution. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
According to evolution and
tribes
and like our ancestors, anthropology says that we are supposed to be like hunting and like, you know, throwing spears at each other. Mm-hmm. And I haven't done any of that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's like, what do you do with all that energy?
I don't know. Watch TV.
Yeah. You get involved in the lives of the Barone family.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
Yeah. Yeah,
get
dude.
Deeply connected to
with all that energy, I don't know, man. Watch South Park.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so.
Someone cut out some cardboard and they're making their mouths move.
Yeah.
They're pretending that it's people, little kids.
Well, and even just like elementary school, it seems so normal to us, but it really is like an insane experiment.
Go on.
That's being performed on like, you know,
everybody.
It seems like, oh, this is the way everyone's always done school. But it's only like 100 years old, and it's only in our society, and it's like the worst way to teach kids anything. That's not even the point of it.
Yeah.
It's to make us all like conformist and compliant so that we can live in a world where like we're not hunting or doing anything, and we're also not doing anything like that meaningful, and like we have no control over anything, you know, like that's the goal, is to get us all. And they start and how do they get us into that? When they're 6 years old, you know, you go to. So the point is like, it is like an insane psychological experiment that's like being performed on us and our like most recent ancestors.
Yeah.
Like even if you go back 200 years ago, they would look at that and be like, what the hell are you doing to your kids in the future? Like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, you just have them going through this, eating fucking slop, dude.
Yeah,
you know, the
terrible
food,
poison.
Yeah, the school food is poison.
And with all the injections you give them and shit, like you're also just experimenting on them. Like that's why vaccine companies don't. Well, that's not why, but you know how like they don't have to test anymore. Apparently,
yeah.
Like if you go and get that vaccine, you're the test. Like everybody's just the test, and because they've erased liability, so like. But I think that's been going on for a long time. I think probably all the vaccines we got when we were babies, I bet half of them are just like kind of experimental or kind of like, I don't know. Like it really all is just crazy. Like just the way we live is so weird compared to like how you're supposed to live.
Yeah. According
to... I don't know.
All of history prior to the last.
Yeah, according to like evolution and I guess what would be optimal. Yeah. It's very strange.
What kind of schooling systems do they have in like other countries that you think would be better?
I don't know. The only thing you ever hear is that it's like they have better teachers who are actually, in our country, it's like, oh, I became a teacher because it's like all I could do or whatever.
Yeah.
Which I'm not knocking teachers, but that's just the reality. They don't get paid a lot.
Yeah.
So you always hear like they pay them more and they have smaller classes and I don't know, they actually teach them stuff that matters instead of all the propaganda or whatever. But I don't really know. I don't know the best way to teach kids. I'm not like a child expert.
Yeah. I think you had to have had great teachers, though. There had to have been,
Well, I had a couple teachers that I really liked, but it's the system that's bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the idea behind it. It's the idea behind putting 6-year-olds in a little room and making them sit still and having them learn a bunch of stuff that they're actually not going to use.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, some stuff they are, some stuff they aren't. And then, but like, and just the fact of like, just having schools in general, that's kind of a weird thing.
Yeah.
And, well, I guess the really weird part is how their curriculum comes from like the state and the national level. Like, I'm going to send my kids to a place where they get taught by stuff that was decided upon by people I'll never meet.
Yeah.
And they'll just get indoctrinated to support like whatever wars we want to do in 20 years.
Yeah.
That
makes sense.
But it's also like I guess that's always been kind of the case. Like everyone indoctrinates their children to.
Who's your best teacher in like high school? Like what?
Well, I had an English teacher I really liked, but it was that's when they started giving me all the social justice shit,
mm-hmm.
and I didn't realize at the time that it was all like horse shit.
Yeah.
So I don't look back on that too fondly now, actually. But
really?
That was my favorite teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now looking back, I'm like, oh, they were just like
programming.
I could have been reading like good books.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I think is like, oh, you just wasted my time.
Yeah. I could have been reading like great literature.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had my government teacher. That's what sticks out in my mind right now is like, that is probably the best teacher I had was, I want to say it was maybe 11th grade government. He was like, I'm not going to tell you what I am. And at the end of the year, you can like, you guys can write it down. And I'll tell you who's right. And yeah, it was like 50-50 by the end of the year.
Wow. Like
nobody knew. Like he was so objective in teaching you government.
That's pretty cool.
That it's legit, man. What
did he end up being? What was it?
You can guess. Because
he was a Republican.
Think about he said I'm not going to tell you what my opinions are, and by the end of the year we were 50-50 on what he was. Yeah. But yeah, he was cool.
That's cool. Yeah, that's the kind of thing you want.
Yeah, I remember I had a libertarian teacher, and he was like, shoved it down your throat.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, libertarians are a little annoying.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because they're all like, just don't, hey, I'm fine with, whatever you do, which is kind of how I believe, right? Is like, I'm fine with whatever you do. Just don't push it onto me. And it's like, that's all he did for the entire year.
Yeah, they're funny that way. And they're always like, I'm going to wear a bow tie. I'm going to be the guy in the bow tie and the bright red glasses. I'm going to be that guy.
I like the look of a tie, but I wish it looked more like I was a present, less like a formal engagement.
Yeah, I want to look a little whimsical.
Yeah.
As well as dressed up. Yeah, libertarians. Libertarianism is probably the best one on paper.
Yeah.
It's the best sounding one.
Closest to what I think I actually believe.
Yeah, me too.
Live and let live.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all tough.
Yeah, it's when you get down to the gritty details that it's like, I don't know.
And wartime. That's the other.
Right, wartime.
Libertarianism
does not work in a war.
No, and it's like, well, what, dude, man.
But then on the other hand, it's like, well, then your government just is at war all the time so that it doesn't have to worry about the people.
Exactly. But what is the best, in my mind, it's like, what is the best way to govern during war?
Right.
And how, Lincoln arresting the Maryland legislature.
Yeah.
We revere him as the fucking goat, man.
Yeah.
Right?
Sic Semper Tyrannis.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that's because they called him a tyrant.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
He was considered a tyrant.
Yeah, but history looks back on him as
a hero.
Yeah. As a freer, as the opposite of a tyrant,
an emancipator.
Because he did. I mean,
he did do that.
He did do that.
Yeah.
So it's like
he did have some good ideas.
He had some good ideas. They all got blown out. But
Lincoln had some good ideas. That'd be a funny shirt.
That'd be a great shirt. I was just thinking that'd be a great shirt. Lincoln had some good ideas. Yeah.
Lincoln wasn't wrong about everything.
Yeah. Freedom.
Yeah. Well, and then every tyrant is a hero, in their own
hero to their own.
They have their own fans
to their own audience.
So history is very complicated.
Yes.
Yeah. Because it's written by the winners.
Yeah.
So it's just you never know. You never know.
What do you think? Yeah. What do you think? I think we're lied to about most of history. I think most of history is just a lie.
Well, that's the other thing with school. It's like, oh, these kids are going to miss out on learning everything. I'm like, oh, what? Learning all the fucking lies you told them? They're going to miss that?
Yeah.
Oh, no. I think if the state wants to teach kids how to read and how to do math, and then the little nerds that are good at math, we'll teach you more math if you want. But the other ones, just let them go to the library and read if they want. You know what I mean? Why you gotta fucking ruin their day? School ruins your day, man. There's nothing worse than school.
I'm gonna hit you with a good one.
What?
Here, I think maybe possibly, and that's what do you think we got those heroes from history? Mm-hmm. Do you think they were all heroes? How many of those do you think are lies?
Oh, it's probably just a mixed bag with all of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, undoubtedly.
This man shot 37 fucking enemy combatants.
Right.
And he was torn in half when he did it. And it's like, did that happen, or was he Forrest Gump and fucking stepped in a grenade?
Exactly, yeah.
Is he the hero that,
Well, yeah, because, the whole thing of a hero, we want heroes because we have a deep spiritual need for them.
Yeah.
And so if there's not a real hero, we're going to make one.
And for me,
that's where religion comes from.
Yeah, and for me, it's Akash Singh.
It's Akash Singh, your idol.
That's my hero.
Sure.
Because
worship him.
Yeah. Because I don't know which good guy did what in history. How am I gonna fucking? No, I don't. I know one good guy.
Yeah.
And I do idolize him for his calling me out.
Right.
Calling me on my bullshit.
Yes.
Because I'm gay.
Well, but I don't think you did anything really wrong. You just waited one day to call the cops. That's not
Yeah.
I don't think you should lose sleep over that.
No, I agree. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, but Hitler, dude.
What do you got?
He's misunderstood.
Tell me, what do you got?
According to a
reel I just
series
saw.
of No, I've been deep diving this YouTube channel that's very good about.
What do they got?
Hitler and shit.
History.
Yeah, just about, because the thing with Hitler is, this has been said before, but he's like the devil for us nowadays. Now that religion and culture have been stripped from us, basically, by corporations.
From Western.
Western. Yep. Now that Western civilization is completely hollowed out.
Yeah.
people still need, just like they need heroes, they need the devil. They need Satan. Mm-hmm. And that's Hitler. He's everybody's Satan. So that makes him no longer a human, and so, like, he's mythologized.
Yeah.
Like, he represents evil, and so there's, like, all these, a lot of myths, a lot of myth busting.
Yeah.
Now, that doesn't mean he was a good guy. That doesn't mean he was, like, secretly a good guy.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't.
If you have kids, are you gonna teach them? What are you gonna teach them?
I'm gonna teach them how to read.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give them some books.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna let them loose.
Yeah.
Yep. Form your own opinions.
Yeah. Form your own.
I'm tired. That's what I'm gonna say.
I don't want to form your opinions for you.
Yeah. I mean, I will though. I'll probably rant to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I'm gonna rant to my kids.
I'll rant and rave.
I'm gonna say. Okay.
Yeah.
Cause everyone at the nukes, everyone who worked on nukes, they all have girls, right? It's a weird thing, but everybody.
It's like a radiation thing.
I think so.
That's crazy, dude.
I don't know if it's real, but that's just like that's the myth that's out there.
You're thinking you're gonna have a girl,
and it's just funny to be like, listen, sweetie, I know they said 6 million.
Yeah. They say a lot of things.
And you need to tell them when they say how many died, you need to say 6 million. When you get the test, 6 million, write that. The real number is probably closer to 271,000. That's just... Ask your teacher. See what she says. Film it. Here's your camera. And breaking news.
Dude, you at a PTA meeting or a parent-teacher conference?
Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah.
You got to film that for content.
Well, there was a video of this guy from, I forget where, dude. Like, I think it was like Pennsylvania or Ohio during the 2020 election.
Yeah.
And the local news caught him, they coming out of the poll and they say, what do you think about... And he just starts screaming. He's like, the Democrats are stealing the election. Just screaming it, dude. And I literally thought for a second that was my stepdad.
Yeah.
Because he had a white Hanes shirt. I don't know if I told you this already, but he had a white Hanes shirt that said, the Democrats are colluding with the media to steal the election. And I was like, bro, you're not walking around Walmart in that shit. What the fuck?
That's crazy. Dude.
What is wrong with you?
That's a crazy shirt.
You've lost your mind.
You wouldn't wear that shirt to the store? I
would buy mine from the AlexJonesStore.com first, and it would look, legit.
Yeah.
But also, I wouldn't have. Not that. Definitely not that. I'll wear the Black Lives Matter shirt. I think I should wear that to Pride.
That's a good idea. Should we try our best to kind of fit in and be one of them as long as we can? Ask them softballs. Lure them in with softball questions.
That'd be cool.
What's your favorite part about being gay?
Yeah.
What's your favorite part?
What's your least favorite part about being gay?
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Probably all the oppression. All the.
What's your relationship like with your father?
Yeah. That's probably not good for a lot of them.
Talk about your father for 3 minutes.
Although we're getting into the generation that's becoming adults now, they're the ones where their parents really wanted them to be gay. It was if you had a gay son, that's like a trophy or
a purse, they say.
Oh, a purse.
Yeah.
That's a term for that? I never heard that.
You're a purse. You're an accessory.
Right. Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I forget who said it, but that's like a comment that's very frequently put out there.
For if you have a little trans kid.
Yeah.
All of Jaden Smith's kids are that way.
And it'll always be like a video where the woman is like, oh, look at this is my trans kid.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's a purse to you.
Yeah.
You're disgusting.
A lot of Mormon kids are that way, where very harsh moms that make them be all perfect and stuff so they can tote them around.
Sacrificed your child for your own vain.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Fulfillment.
Those people are sick.
Yeah. Yeah, they really are.
Yeah.
These people are sick.
Yeah.
Nothing can stop what is coming.
Which is nothing. Yeah, you can't stop that.
Yeah.
That comes every day. Nothing.
Sure. We can talk about nothing all day.
Yeah, it keeps coming and coming and coming.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel personally hurt by Pam Bondi. I feel betrayed personally.
Really?
Yeah, I did believe in her for like a couple days. I was excited. She had me excited for like a couple days.
Cash and Dan have me going. Give them a minute. I'm okay to give them a minute.
Still, you feel that way?
Yep.
Because what they're saying is what they have to say.
Yeah, but they also said some pretty crazy stuff that you would not expect the director of the FBI to be saying.
Oh, like what?
Like that. I think it was Cash or Dan said that James Comey oversaw the largest criminal conspiracy in U.S. history.
Wow.
That is the biggest happening you can imagine.
That's quite the statement. So, which election was that? Was that Biden won?
2016. No, the 2016 Russia. The Steele dossier. When they lied and said
say it again. He called it the biggest what?
He said it was the largest criminal conspiracy in U.S. government history.
Now, do you think he's because it was a criminal conspiracy, obviously. Mm-hmm. Do you think it was the biggest? Do you think it was anywhere near the biggest?
It's pretty big, dude. That's pretty big. It's up there.
Right. Well, how much money did they spend on it?
I have no idea.
Like, how would you measure a thing like that?
By the amount of corruption that was required to, or the ends. Really, it's the ends.
Mm-hmm.
Your target and your goal of this, your objective of this corruption, was to overthrow the United States government.
Right.
Right.
Well, that is big. That's quite a big plot.
That's the right.
Yeah.
If they're able to prove that Comey, and the whole Russia thing was all fake, and he was in on making it all up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's treason.
That's treason by the director of the FBI. Yeah, that's true. That is big.
The director of the FBI attempted
colluding against the president.
Colluded against the president to overthrow the government. Your agency went so rogue that your top guy tried to overthrow the duly elected president.
That's crazy to think that that's like what you should do. Be like, it's time for that. I'm going to be that guy.
Yeah.
I'm going to go down in history as the guy that overthrew the president. And it was like, cool.
Yeah. And then takes pictures of the beach with the shells.
Oh, that was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he must be like, I mean, anytime I see him in an interview, he doesn't seem that bright. Do you think he's just like a very controlled guy?
Yeah. Very controlled.
Yeah.
Well, what's funny to me is that he does this. Then obviously the FBI brings him in for questioning, or Secret Service is going to bring him in for questioning. Hey, man, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Right? Who is this a message to? Who's supposed to be finding out about this?
Yeah.
Who's your sleeper cell? Right? What are you doing?
Yeah.
And he's just where was I going with that? Fuck. I just had something.
James Comey and the sleeper cell.
Right after that getting questioned.
Yeah.
He goes on Stephen Colbert.
That's crazy.
Right after that, he goes on Stephen Colbert.
That was a few weeks ago, right?
Yeah, that's hilarious, dude.
That is funny.
He just immediately goes on Stephen Colbert right after this.
Well, that's
Janet Yellen.
That's a pure PR move. That's like we got to do damage control.
Yep. So
don't worry. This is a Trump thing. We're gonna make fun of Trump now.
Yeah.
They all have a big laugh.
I just think it's the craziest thing. He brought me in for questioning. Like what what is this?
Oh, and he talked about it.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I just saw some shells on the beach.
Yeah, so
it just turned into this huge story. And it's Stephen Colbert sits there and just fucking goes along with it. It's like so clearly just a part of that system.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like, it's so obvious. Stephen Colbert has on his show Janet Yellen now.
Yeah.
The fucking treasurer. Can you be... and just... dude. And that's entertainment.
Yeah, that's nuts. And then, they're pretending it's like not some kind of government big pharma propaganda arm or something.
Yeah, dude, it's so... That is funny. That is why I was trying to watch them, was because they are so clearly propaganda.
I want to try and meet some real fans of theirs.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be fun to watch it with?
That would be fun.
An actual Colbert fan. I would sit down and I would have a blast watching Colbert with like someone who's like into it and like clapping or whatever, laughing at all the jokes.
Yeah.
Because like even the liberals who would probably agree with most of what he says, it's not like they're watching Colbert. They're watching fucking hentai and shit. They're watching, you know, like he has so few viewers but I don't know. You can't be completely stupid to be watching Colbert. You have to be like sort of educated a little bit.
You think?
Yeah, because it's everyone. Because to me, he speaks to like people that have been through like the whole school system. Like if you've had 4 years of college, I feel like Colbert probably makes some sense to you.
Yeah, you went through college.
Yeah,
and you're still on their.
But then you also have to be the kind of nerd that like would watch that instead of whatever podcast or whatever.
Well, yeah, you would be people who read the Wall Street Journal.
Right. Yeah. Like,
I know you mean.
Where are these weirdos?
Yeah.
Probably like zero
Bill
young
Maher
people.
fans.
Yeah, it's probably like a certain demographic that's maybe in their 50s and older.
Yeah.
It's got to be.
We're Bill Maher fans.
Yeah, we're the Bill Maher fans.
We've probably watched that I think that's we're at the level a lot of people watch Bill Maher, where it's like if it's in the news.
Yeah.
And it's like something like
I'll watch the clip
that I would be interested in. I'll watch the clip.
Yeah, dude. Imagine having a whole studio show like that, like a TV network TV type show, and basically you're just filming an entire show to make TikToks now.
Yeah,
that's what you do. That's crazy.
That's probably what this should be. That's probably what this. Well, no,
that is what this is, but that's why it's in our living room.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah,
we're gonna make this into the content. Bill Maher's like, they have to do a whole show to get that.
Yeah,
I mean, it would be nice to get some good lights and stuff, but
when we don't have HBO.
When we blow up,
we don't have HBO.
Yeah, exactly. You got to build up to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all crazy because like 20 years ago, you could actually watch cable TV and like get some good information. You could get some news and stuff. Like it wasn't totally like Big Pharma didn't own the networks back in the day.
Yeah.
They just do that now because the internet has ruined the business. So then they just go to the highest bidder, which is Pfizer.
Yeah.
That's the only reason it's like that.
It's true.
So I think it's all people who like started watching cable TV when they were young, and they're just still watching it, or they grew up reading the newspaper because they didn't have phones, and they're still reading them, like on their phone or whatever.
Yeah,
that's got to be it.
NPR
people.
NPR people.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
I did used to know some people like that.
What about Howard Stern fans? Where are these people at now? Do people still listen to Howard Stern?
I don't know. I was never into Howard Stern. Yeah, who's still into that? Because he still does a show on Sirius, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Some of the older stuff was really funny, dude.
Yeah, he was great.
Yeah. Yeah, Howard Stern used to be really funny.
Yeah. So he probably just has like a small chunk of like diehard fans.
Yeah.
That are still with it.
Colbert used to be hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
Colbert used to be actually like really funny.
Yeah. And so, but I would imagine he probably lost most of that audience. Because that includes me.
Yeah.
And, but yeah, I could see there being just a small chunk of people who have no problem with the shift that he made, or probably don't even notice a shift.
Yeah.
They're watching to like get their daily programming or whatever of like, what am I supposed to think?
Yep.
And they're still getting that.
That's what we should watch tonight. We haven't done it in a while.
Yeah, we should. We need to get back on that.
We need to watch an episode.
I've just been so engrossed by the comings and goings of the Barone family.
I know, it's so good.
Yeah. Mostly the comings. Some of the goings.
All right, you ready? You good to wrap this?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, cool. That was good.
Mm-hmm.